How are you, brother? You look good, man.
I'm good, man. I took a shower, a hot shower. I brushed my teeth and I'm good, man. I can't complain. Like I'm a little stuffy, man. The weather's been weird. And anytime you get any type of sniffle or stuffiness, you're like, oh no, whose
Yeah, you
hand did
think
I
you got the
shake?
bug. I got the germ. Have you had it? Did you get it?
I finally got it after being so diligent over the course of the whole thing. Um, I did a show in Denver with Black Star and Dead Prez, and it
Hmm.
was an amazing show with the band. It was packed, and it was like one of the first times I was like, "Yo, what up, everybody?" And then right after that, we went to Napa for the Blue Note Jazz Festival,
Hmm.
and then at that point, I was just like, you know what? You just need to reside to the fact that you're gonna get something. There was so many people.
Yeah, I talked to Yassine after that show in Denver, and he said you were in rare form.
It was really good, man. Like we was rehearsing, the whole time to work out some kinks. Our drummer Daryl Jones couldn't make it because he's on the road with Jack White overseas, and he was like, "I can make it." He was trying to fly from Japan and make it. He was like, "Nah, man, just do your thing. Can't risk it." So we rehearsed a new drummer, Tim Smithsonian, who actually is the singer on the song "Kill Kill Kill." So he's a drummer first and a singer second, but I love his voice. Everybody loves his voice. So we spoke to Daru and Marcus, myself and him, and everybody thought it would be a good fit for him to be Daru's replacement because he could also play the drums on that song and sing the ending of the song, which everybody loved at both shows.
Dope. It's amazing how many, like, you don't think of the number of front people, like singers, that are also drummers.
Hmm.
And I think it's because of this like Eurocentric, like backstage, like they push the drum to the back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That
Hmm.
the drummer is the backbone, but it means that you're in the back and you're not the speaker. But I mean, just
Right.
think about all these amazing people that are drummers and then also great vocalists.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a
Yeah.
really common thing. And traditionally in most like traditional original cultures,
Hmm.
the griots would drum and sing at the same time or drum and tell
Hmm.
the story at the
Hmm.
same time.
Yeah.
There's a person like literally either sitting on the drum or holding the drum, and the drum speaks and then the vocalists speak, and the two of them together is such a important marriage.
Yeah. I tried to implement that even with um, hype man, or when I had background singers, I would intentionally scooch them all the way into the front. And the way they were implemented in the songs anyway, it was like they had verses and I wanted the dynamic between the vocals. So it wasn't like, it was like a team, so to speak, like you're saying. And even
Hmm.
with Daru, when we do stage plots, it's like I need people to see what he does. He's a part of the whole thing. I'm looking at it from a hip hop sense of this is a trio, and I need people to see all of us. And when we rehearse, it's like, this is almost your verse or your ad libs, or you know, um, the guitar parts are his verse, and not just
Hmm.
like regular band stuff. So I think people enjoy that with the show as well.
Yeah, it's one of those things that hip hop like really brings back into the forefront. And it seems to me it's because like the reality, that's the communal element of it. Like if you think about the fact that like Jam Master Jay is as much a rock star as the MCs are, and it's because I think it's because of the fact that the culture. This is one of the few times in American history that the culture started to be seen and started to be presented before the entertainment
Hmm.
industry got their hands on it and got to shape
Hmm.
it. It's like it's too late. Like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, like it's already there.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's the DJ, I'm the rapper. It's already there.
Right.
Like as they're trying to get their arms around it, it's too late. Dr. Dre is the star of NWA, and
Right.
you know what I'm saying, and Jam Master Jay is the star of of Run DMC.
I agree. Like first time I saw them at the Apollo, it was I'll never forget it. I tell this story. They had the room dark, and the only thing you could see on stage was the lights from the 1200s, Technique 1200s, and they were like smoked it out, so the lights kind of like beamed upward, and just having the turntables on stage without anything else for me was like, oh man, it's about to start. The routine. He comes out and then he brings each of them out with the routine. And it just feels like three. You know what I mean? And it's the power of three. And that show the whole time I was just like, This is vinyl." You know what I mean? Like he's doing intricate stuff. It could skip, it could jump. It's not like digital. Like that excitement and the element of there could be a mistake is part of what made those shows so exciting to me.
Yeah. And man, those intros, man, as a live hip hop performer in particular, like man, the intro sets the tone for the whole joint. Like man, if you have the right intro, then man, I'll never forget. I saw Kanye. Me and my wife went and saw Kanye on, I think it was a Pablo tour, but it was
Mhm.
when he had the like floating platform,
Mhm.
and he's the only one. There's no opener, so
Mhm.
you're in the auditorium, and there's just like clearly all these extra speakers, and because he's performing in the entire center of the auditorium
Mhm.
above the audience, so there's people
Mhm.
standing filling the entire space.
Mhm.
And we get there at the time that it says on the ticket because it's Kanye. You never know what's gonna
Mhm.
happen.
Mhm.
So there's just this low tone playing,
Mhm.
and then it would get louder and louder and louder, and then it would get so loud everything is shaking,
Mhm.
and you think like the show's about to start, and then it would get quiet, stop, silent, and then it would be low again. But man, then finally, all the lights finally go off, and you start to hear that gospel sample.
Mhm.
You're the only power.
Mhm. Mhm.
But he's playing like the whole song.
Yeah.
And then they got that platform
Mhm.
that's like on a slant, and it's just Kanye standing on it, and he starts to like float in on this platform. Man, and I'm thinking like, man, this might be one of the hardest intros that I've ever seen. Right up there with Run DMC, right up
Yeah.
there with
Yeah.
the horns at the beginning of the old school Public Enemy intro.
Mhm.
I've seen
Public
some
Enemy,
amazing.
they used to have the air raid sirens, and that used to
Yeah.
just you're like, oh no, it's about to go down. Yeah, it's so important, and it's important if you give people that feeling off the rip. You're feeling like we did the right thing by coming. I already got my money's worth from the get go, and it's about to go down. So it's so important.
Immediately.
Yeah.
But it's one of the things that I did think about when we left. Me and my wife, like, we're just buzzing. And I mean, to this day, when I think about that Kanye intro, I get goosebumps. And when you were telling the story about being at the Apollo, like, you get goosebumps. But I
Mhm.
remember thinking to myself, like, the difference between his and all of these other ones is that all of these other artists, that's a communal thing.
Mhm.
So, like, before you see Chuck and Flav, you're hearing Griff.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Before you see Run and D, you're seeing Jam Master Jay.
Mhm.
Before Ice Cube hit the stage, you might see WC, or
Mhm.
before Snoop hits the stage, you might see Uncle Junebug, or
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
it's a communal thing that creates
Right.
that.
Right.
And then I just had this image of like when Kanye started to struggle publicly,
Mhm.
I was thinking about this great moment of seeing him, but he's literally standing on a platform all by himself.
Mhm.
And it's like, man,
Yeah.
who's holding him?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. It has so much symbolism when if you're an artist and you're making these decisions, it's like, bars and metaphors, like you could look at that performance so many different ways. And that's why he's so great in terms of the art side of it. And then when you ascend to a certain level, you have an expectation that your favorite artist, or I always did, especially in hip hop, like when you ascend past A-list, you're expecting them to bring it, whether physically or artistically on stage. Like, what do you do for the next level? You know what I mean? Like, so That's what I appreciate about him as an artist. It's like, what's next? Push the envelope, keep it going, like, you know, amazing.